Hey y'all, Pam here. Today is Saturday, the 12th of July, and I am 1 week, 3 days post-op gastric bypass surgery, laparoscopic gastric bypass surgery, I should say. And I am doing okay. I won't say I am doing super great, but I'm doing okay. I am currently still struggling with problems with my blood pressure. It is very low, and so it is causing a lot of dizziness. That's just making life a lot less fun than it should be at this point. I can't drive, so I can't leave the house. I can walk, which is great. I mean, if I need anything, a little shop is within walking distance. And I try to get out 3 to 4 times a day to walk, especially because the more I walk, the more I get my heartbeat going, the higher my blood pressure rises and the little bit better I feel. So that is definitely one of the drawbacks right now is this dizziness problem. I thought I would tell you a little bit about my experience. Again, I am coming from the perspective of had this surgery here in Switzerland, and so it is different probably than what many of you experience in the United States. I went into the hospital Thursday morning, the 3rd of July, and I was done with surgery by Thursday afternoon. I spent that day on night and until the next day in the intensive care unit, mostly because of my blood pressure problems. And I was then moved to post-surgical floor. I spent Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 6 days in the hospital, which is probably quite a bit different than in the United States. I have heard stories that you go home the second or third day. While I was really hoping for that prior to surgery, I'm not sure I would have been ready to leave much sooner, maybe the day before. But I really needed that time, and there's a couple of reasons why, and I'll explain some of those. So one of the big differences, and something that I haven't heard of much as I was doing research on gastric bypass in the States, is that apparently at the University of Zurich Hospital, they will leave one of the port entrances, where they blow up your belly, they make the incisions, they put the ports in, and they pass the scope through, the camera through. Well, they have one port in particular that they use to pass instruments in and out. And that port was not closed after surgery. It was left open, packed with gauze, and it stays open for 4 days post-op so that they can reduce the percentage or the amount of infection. The way they explained it is that because that is the port that's used to pass instruments back and forth, there's a greater chance of infection. And so therefore they leave it open, clean it twice a day, and then on the 4th day it is closed with steri strips. And that is exactly what happened with me. Thank goodness I did not develop any infection. It's not something I would like to experience. The cleaning of that opening, it's not pleasant. They remove the gauze twice a day, rinse it with some type of saline solution, and then repack it. And I'm grateful that that's done with. So I believe that was Sunday that they closed it with the steri strips. I, of course, was on a regular IV, and then as well a heparin drip, a blood thinner, which left a lovely bruise right there. And the heparin drip was removed on, I want to say, Saturday, and then the rest of the IV was removed on Monday. So all in all, I think everything went pretty well. I was able to go home Tuesday. My mother picked me up. And because I spent a little bit longer in the hospital, by the time I left, I was able to walk quite a bit. I started walking, I was in intensive care until Friday, and by Friday evening, I was taking my first couple of steps By Saturday, I was roaming my floor. By Sunday, I was all the way outside in the gardens. And I think that that was very important for my recovery, was just to move around as much as possible. Once the rest of the IVs were removed, it made it a lot easier. I was able to wear my own clothes, my own pajamas, and kind of wander around. I have had problems with the blood pressure ever since the surgery, and of course that left me feeling kind of out of it. I feel high all the time, dizzy, not at all, not at all like myself, and I'm really hoping that that goes away a little quicker. I spoke with the nurse yesterday. She said to ride it out through the weekend. If it's still a problem on Monday, we'll discuss whether or not we need to add some type of medication to increase my blood pressure. Speaking of medication, I take now a medication in the morning. It protects my tummy. So some kind of a Magenschutz is what we call it here in Switzerland. Probably, and I've been receiving that even in liquid form in my IV since I woke up. So I take that in the morning. I have pain medication here that I can take every 4 hours, but for the most part I only take it in the evening. I don't tend to have much pain, which I'm truly grateful for. I have to have an injection of blood thinners every evening, and I'm big chicken. My great friend Nadia comes over and gives me that injection every night. Although she's not able to tonight, so tonight is my first time trying to give myself an injection. I'm sure it'll go fine. So I do take that. I have to take my vitamins. We don't have a chewable version here. It is one of those tablets that dissolves in water, and so that takes me most of the morning to get that down, but it counts towards my water intake, and so that's good. So that's my vitamins. And other than that, because it's a multivitamin that includes pretty much everything besides the kitchen sink, it truly is an amazing vitamin. I don't have to take anything in addition right now. I still take a Temesta in the evening. It's a anti-anxiety sleep aid, and I'm still trying to get my antidepressant in. That is one thing that's been really difficult for me. I've been on antidepressants for the last 25 years of my life, and when I don't take them consistently every day, I have, some real lows. And while my doctors were aware of this, while I brought it to the hospital, I wasn't able to have it for 4 days. And that really contributed, I think, to a little bit of post-operative depression that I'm going through. So I'm grateful that now that I can eat small bits of food again, I'm actually able to swallow that pill again. So that's really great. So actually less medicine than I thought I would be on, to be completely honest with you. I'm sure you guys are interested in numbers. I probably should have done that right at the beginning. So I entered the hospital the day of surgery. I was 118 kilograms. That is 260 pounds. And as of today, I am 108 kilograms. So that's 10 kilos down, or down to 238 pounds. So 22 pounds down. And it's been, doing well, just not so sure about how excited I am about that. I think that all of the other emotional things that I'm going through right now, and the dizziness, the low blood pressure, all of that, keep me from truly being super excited about the weight loss. I don't know, maybe the reality of it will sink in soon. Maybe as that number keeps going down. What else can I tell you? A little bit about what I'm eating. I apologize, this is in grams. So the whole process of eating is different here than in the States. So I am already on the phase where I'm able to eat soft food, but cut soft. I can't speak. So I went through the liquid phase, I went through the pureed phase, and now I'm in the food where it's small cut, small pieces I can eat. I have not had any bad side effects. I've not had any dumping syndrome. I have not thrown up. I haven't really had any pain with eating, but I am being very, very careful about the amounts and listening very carefully to my body. I feel full 24 hours a day. I have no hunger. I have no cravings. I barely have any issues with head hunger. It occasionally will pop into my mind. Oh gosh, I'd love to be able to, hey, you know, maybe we should make this or that for dinner next week. And then I remember, oh wait, I can't eat that. But other than that, I'm not really having too many issues with that. What I am having issues with truly is the loss of relationship. I have been in a long time committed relationship with food for many, many, many years. Food comforted me. Food supported me. Food made me happy. Food helped me to celebrate. Food helped me with boredom, with excitement. It didn't matter. Every emotion was linked to food for so many years of my life, and it was such a part of my social experience. I shared it with other people, and so that relationship is done. It's as if I woke up one morning after 38 years of blissful marriage and just had absolutely no emotional connection to a husband, to have it just be gone, to have no interest in my lover. And so that is emotionally been a real toll for me. I am aware of it, and I am trying to understand that I am grieving the loss of something, the loss of a friend, per se. So I am very well aware of that. And, so we I think most of us, food lovers or food addicts, as I like to call us, would probably experience that. And there's joy in that as well. I'm so grateful to not be a slave to that relationship anymore, to that addiction. But on the other hand, the flip side, I'm truly missing that relationship. But all in all, grateful that I've made this decision. So what I eat, let's see, this morning I had 100 grams of mager quark is what we call it. It is a skim version of a type of yogurt that's much thicker that we have, natural yogurt. And I smushed a little bit of banana in there for potassium and a little bit of flavor. So I ate that. Then I am now working on my liquids. I drink a lot of Crystal Light. For some reason right now, the water is just not going down as easily as something that's flavored, and I hope that will resolve itself because unlike most of my friends, water is my favorite beverage and always has been, and was always something that was always attached to me, always next to me. So I look forward to that being able to just sip water again. So I will do that for the next hour or so. Then it'll be lunchtime. Yesterday for lunch I had some lean ground beef that was cooked softly, about 50 grams of that. Then 50 grams of cauliflower, soft cooked. And then what I do is I take one hard-boiled egg and I take just the whites of that and I chop that up and add it to give myself a bonus of protein. So it comes out to about 120 grams of food. And it on a plate, it's about, yay much? It's not that much. I'm going to start taking photographs to kind of give a better idea of that. And it takes me about a good half hour to get that down. I make sure I chew very slowly. I make sure I sit at a table. I don't watch television while doing it. I do, however, which they suggest not to do, I do tend to read or look at something else while I eat so that I have something to do other than stare at the food that is needing to go down. but I do stay aware of how I'm feeling as I'm eating it. And it doesn't always all fit. So then again, I spend the afternoon trying to get liquids in. Yesterday I had a protein shake as part of my liquids, which was nice. It was with 200 mils of skim milk, 20 grams of protein powder, and about 6 frozen raspberries. And I blended it for quite a while just to give it a little bit of a frothy flavor. That went down just fine. Didn't have any problems with that. Then for dinner I had boneless, skinless chicken breast. 50 grams of that, and 50 grams of cauliflower, and another egg white, so another 120 grams of food. I average, let's see, I've been really struggling with trying to get my, that's the wrong website, the wrong page here, sorry, struggling to get my protein in, and you know, to balance that with calories. So yesterday I was able to get in 63 grams of protein, but I ended up eating 625 calories, which just is too much. So for today, I am not going to do, for now on, I'm not going to be doing much of the lean ground beef. It has more calories than the chicken, so we'll just stick with that for the time being. I am calling the nutritionist on Monday to get a better idea of, you know, what the numbers is that they're trying to get me to hit. You know, I have no idea. They gave me a food plan, but none of it, you know, it talks about 2 tablespoons of this, 2 tablespoons of that. Nowhere does it tell me how many grams of protein I need, how many calories. And, you know, it is a bit frustrating. There is a limited amount of information given here in Switzerland for all of that. So I will be calling on Monday and finding out more about that, and I will pass on that information. So anyway, that's it for right now. Hopefully the dizziness goes away. I start feeling a lot better. And maybe I can get a little bit more excited about weight loss. And of course, I just want my tummy to stop being so swollen. Right now, it doesn't matter if I've lost weight. I wouldn't be able to fit into anything anyway, as my tummy is completely, you know, swollen. The surgical clamps come out on, the surgical staples that they use to close the other incisions are coming out on Wednesday, and I'm really looking forward to that. So that's about it for now. Wish you all a great weekend, and yeah, talk to you soon. Take care.